Okay, the first thing is my keys are in my pocket, my brakes are set. I'm gonna look up under the truck, see if there's any puddles or wet spots, which would indicate that I have a leak, and I don't see any. I got 5 marker lights, amber in color. They're not cracked or broken, I see no moisture. I got 4 headlights, clear in color. They're not cracked or broken, I see no moisture. I've got 2 turn signals, amber in color. They're not cracked or broken, I see no moisture. Now I'm gonna open the hood. I'm gonna go to the driver's side, because everything's over here. This is my radiator reservoir. I check the fluid level through the sight glass and add here if needed. It's at the proper level. This is my oil dipstick where I check my oil, and this is where I add if needed. It's at the proper level. This is my power steering reservoir. I check through the sight glass and add if needed. It's at the proper level. My power steering hoses and air lines and fittings are properly mounted and secure. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I don't see or hear any leaks. My steering shaft and U-joint is properly mounted and secure. There's no more than 10-degree play. My steering gearbox is properly mounted and secure. All bolts are in place, and it does not leak. My pitman arm, drag link, and tie rods are properly mounted and secure. They're not cracked or broken. I see no damage or legal welds. I come back to the arm, get my joints and sockets are not loose or worn. I've got 2 castle nuts, properly mounted and secure, and the carter pins are in place. Now that's all my steering components. Now I go to the frame. My frame's properly mounted and secure, all bolts are in place. I see no damage or legal welds. Now I get everything mounted to the frame. My spring bracket, leaves are properly mounted and secure. All bolts are in place. I see no damage or legal welds. I've got an airbag properly mounted and secure. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it does not leak. Now the last thing on the frame is my shock mount and shock, which is properly mounted and secure. All bolts are in place. I see no damage or legal welds, and the shock itself does not leak. My brake hose and fittings is properly mounted and secure. See no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it does not leak. Then I go to my drums and liners, and I see no dog, dirt, oil, or grease. That's all you got to say about those. Sweep in motion, my tire treads at least 4 seconds, and I can check it with a tire depth gauge. Sweep in motion, my sidewall is properly mounted and secure. I see no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it does not leak. My wheel or rim is properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked or broken. I see no damage or legal welds, and it does not leak. There's 2 parts of the wheel. The valve stem is the second part. It's properly mounted and secure. It does not leak. This is where I check my tire pressure with the tire pressure gauge and add if needed. I've got 10 lug nuts. None are missing. My bolts are not out of round. I see no shiny threads or rust streaks, which would indicate they're loose. Now that's everything under the hood, so now I'm going to start down the side. Sweep in motion, I got a marker light, amber in color. It's not cracked or broken. I see no moisture. My mirror and mirror mounts, always put those together. Properly mounted and secure, all bolts are in place. I see no damage or legal welds. Then I get the mirror itself, it's not cracked or broken. Free from any visual obstruction. Sweep in motion, I drop down to my def tank. My def tank's properly mounted and secure, hoses and fittings, and there I see no damage or legal welds, and it does not leak, and the cap is tight. My fuel tank, fuel lines and fittings are properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked or broken. I see no damage or legal welds, and they do not leak. And my cap is tight. Sweep in motion. My batteries and battery box are properly mounted secure. I checked the batteries, cables and fittings. They're all tight. The cable itself has no frayed or exposed wires, and I see no corrosion. And the battery box cover is properly mounted secure. All you got left is the tail lights. I got 3 marker lights, red in color. They're not cracked or broken. I see no moisture. I've got 2 tail lights, red in color. They're not cracked or broken. I see no moisture. I got 1 reverse light, clear in color. It's not cracked or broken, and I see no moisture.